Good morning, my friends. Thanks for joining me today. I know we're doing this a day earlier than usual on my Facebook Live. I will still be posting this Wednesday, however, just to stay consistent on my YouTube. Sorry, I just ran up the stairs and I'm like, I'm just making sure I made it on. If you are on, please say hello. I would love to see you. Just checking to make sure I'm on okay. My internet's always a never-ending cycle of crazy, so I'm just making sure we are on. Looks like I am. Awesome sauce. All right. I'm just going to set my phone here, so if you guys want to comment, I am watching those. Today we're working on our challenge, like every week, and we were doing this cute little layout here that recently came out. Is in March actually, that featured the boat life stuff. So there's the boat punch and the little embellishments and mats and paper. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to use it for this fall layout. We did some apple picking at Lewis's in New Era and last year, and it was like a really hot day. I remember it wasn't quite fall-like, but we did fall things, so that's all that mattered. So I have the pretty, Autumn Cottage collection, which is completely gone, I believe now. It was one of those collections that was so awesome that it just flew out the door. So I'm using that today, and I love it. I bought it twice because I love it so much. But another thing I wanted to point out as well is that National Scrapbook Day, my weekend's coming up. It's May 2nd and 3rd. The deadline is this week to RSVP because I will be gone next week and then I go right into this. So I need to get everything ordered and all that. Even if you come just Saturday or just Friday night, I'd love to have you. But let me know ASAP if you want to come. You can message me directly. You can, whatever. I'd love to have you there. So cost is only $35 for the whole weekend. There'll be like table gifts and prizes and space to scrap, obviously, and I'm going to try to do a class. I do have that in here. I'm going to do like a beginner class, I know, but I'm not sure about other things. I'm hopefully going to do a make and take. I was going to play with a paper buffet, maybe. We'll see. Just depends how many people we get. If I don't have enough, I won't worry about all that, but I would love to have you guys there. So it's a Friday night, May 2nd, from 5 to 10 p.m., and then Saturday all day from 9 to 6 p.m. So I will say meals are on your own, but there will be some snacks, and you'll be able to have, prizes and table gifts. So like I said, another thing too is I am having an intro to scrapbooking class Saturday around 10 a.m. But if, people could come throughout the day too, that's fine. I'll probably just do the bulk of it at 10 a.m. and if someone shows up, that's fine. And if you bring a friend or invite a friend that's new to me or scrapbooking to that, or to my whole weekend, either one, you will get this weekend for only $15. So that's quite a discount. You'll get like $20 off. So I would love for you to invite people to come and do a page. I'm using the simple page kits for that weekend. They can pick one if they want to do. So I would love, love, love to have people there. So just know that's a little incentive for you. You'll pay for your weekend and then I'll reimburse you $20. So that's how that will work. And you'll have your choice. I can probably send you CM credits or just give you cash or reimburse Venmo or something. But just know that that's a great way to get a really cheap weekend and help me out too, because I'm really trying to build. This is my full-time job, so I need to, keep it going. So I would love for your referrals, and then anytime if you refer someone to me, I would so appreciate it. So trying to make it work, and it's going well. It's just you have your up and down seasons, so we're just rolling on. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and do this challenge. It's a really easy one. As you can see, the instructions aren't very long, so we're probably gonna fly through it today, which is fine. I'm going to use the Apple BMC. Again, this one is also not available right now, but I'm like, it's Apple. I have to use Apple. So very cute. There are a bunch of bring back border punches right now, and that's like the wheat field, the cozy camper, the cityscape, and one other one I'm forgetting right now. So, the grasslands. So it's like grass. So you can keep an eye out. They bring back stuff all the time. Not all the time. Occasionally. And it's very random what they bring back. They usually get insight about what people like and then they'll try to bring back what they can. So just know that's happening right now if you want any of those punches. So the apple might come back at some point. I don't know. I'm just saying it's not available now, but you never know. All right. So I'm going to quit yakking and we're going to get to it. So I'm going to set my pictures aside, my cute embellishments and stickers aside, and we're going to just follow this step by step. So I tell people, you know, we're just going to, if you see a layout that's overwhelming, just go step by step. It's going to be okay. So the first step is use a sheet of Fast to Fab inspired paper that has an aqua stripe border on top. Now, this paper came with this border on top, so we're going to add this border. And I'm using this green sweatery look for my base, and then for my border I wanted to use these apples because I'm like, how cute are those? It's an apple layout, so why not? I'm try to shift to this side here so hopefully you guys can see better. So I do have some of this Boat Life paper, and I did pull out that sheet to measure how wide that border is. I should have put it on the instructions, but that's about 1.5 inches. It's probably a little smaller, but I'm going to err on the side of 1.5 inches, and then we're probably going to cover it with a border. So I'm going to take my apple paper here, and actually it's the same as this side. So I debated building on another sheet, which I'll probably do because I like to save my paper. And I need my trimmer here. My handy dandy Sam trimmer. And I want my apples to go this way, so I'm going to cut this way. And I'm going to cut at about 1.5 inches. So this isn't in the instructions, this is just because they are using a Fast to Fab inspired paper. And those are awesome because you can get layouts done so quick with those. But I'm adding my own border on the top here because that paper has that printed on there. So that's what I'm doing. Alright, so we're going to use both sides of this like so. Set my trimmer aside for later. And I need a piece to build on, I just realized. So I'm going to pull out a piece of white cardstock, because I always just err on the side of white. And I'm going to go ahead and stick this down to create my base. Now I did debate using the apples as a background, be super cute. I thought that might be a little too loud, however. And I really like this green with my pictures because the leaves are like the same color. And then the apple will help accent it. And I'm going to do an apple border across there. So it's going to all come together. So I love when I get to do fall pages, just because fall is my favorite season, in case you didn't know. And apple picking is one of our, our traditions. We have to go do it. Plus my husband's obsessed with apples. Like, he grows his own apples, but he loves to learn about the different varieties and whatever, and I'm like, I don't know what's an apple. So I know they have different tastes and all that, and some are better for baking than others, but I'm just like, okay. So he's the gardener of our family. I am the eat the things and kill it kind of family type. I cannot grow anything. It's so funny. All right, so look at that. We got our base. So step 2, adhere a red mat card on the left side of the layout, and then cut a 4x6 piece of bright white cardstock. Okay, so they're talking about this one right here, and I used a mat to, like just a mat to mat their photos. So I'm going to consider which one. I think I'll trim my photos first, then I'll know exactly what I want to do here. Because some of these are smaller. Let's see. So this photo, whatever one's going to go here, is going to be a 4x6. It'll be smaller because I talked about this. And then we're going to crop 2 photos, these two, to 3x4. So I'm going to figure out which ones I'm going to crop to 3x4 first, because I didn't fully figure that out. I just know I had the right photos for this. I'm thinking these will get cropped. I like this one to be big too, but we'll see. We shall see. They do have photo trimming templates that you can set on top of your photo and see if it'll work. I had some I homemade and I've lost them. So they were like made out of cardstock, and I'm sure they're in one of my scraps because I cleaned up my whole table, and pretty sure that's where they got filtered too. So I like to take my mat. I'm going to show you guys a little trick I do when I'm trying to pick out photos for something. Oops, I don't make a mess of it. And I like to put my photo in the corner at the 1 inch. And we know this needs to be 3x4. So I'm going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'd trim about here. It'd be almost to my husband's head. But I could always move it down a little, and I can live with that. Now 3 across, 1, 2, 3. That would work too. So I think this is going to be one of my 3x4s. And then I'm pretty sure this would be just fine. So I like to just play with the lines on my mat to kind of see where things are going to cross. And it's a rough estimate sometimes because my eyes deceive me sometimes, but for the most part, the mat works really well for lining things up. And then these two are going to be my full 4x6. Now I have one that goes this way, and down here you see this mat. I'm not going to put a mat there because I have a photo. So that's the beauty of these layouts, is that you can use as many photos or mats as you want to fill gaps. Since I have 4 photos of us apple picking and they all happen to work here, I'm going to do all photos, and then I'll just do some journaling like underneath this picture or something. So just be flexible. These layouts are good for being flexible. So just keep in mind, like, if you see a layout, you're like, that's not going to work, I don't have enough photos, or I have too many photos, just consider like where you can use mats, or maybe do a little extra embellishing or something like that. So just know you have flexibility there. You do not have to do a layout as it says. Okay, so this is one where I'm going to kind of meet in the middle to go to that 3. I just trimmed it to 4, so here's a 3x4 photo. And then this was the other one. We're going to go to 4, which trim a little bit off this way. And then to 3, which I don't mind that because I like the apple tree in it more than anything else. So there we go. Got our 2 little photos already done. And these ones, I'm just going to trim this white piece off. Since I do True Digital, they come like this. They used to trim it off for you, but this year they're still attached, so I just trim those off. All right, so these are smaller than a 4x6, obviously. All right, done with my photo trimmer. Love that thing. Works so well. All right, it's very sharp, so I got to keep that in mind when I'm using it. Oh, I got a piece stuck there. Last night I had a team call with my upline, and I spilled tea all over my table. Not during the call, luckily, but right before. And now I'm like feeling like, ugh, gotta wipe it off again. I did take a wet wipe, and it dripped all over the floor and on the bottom of my mats, and it feels a little weird. Luckily, it was just tea, but I was so irritated. It didn't get on any photos, luckily, so that was good. But oh my goodness, right before walking into a Zoom call, it's just like the worst time to do it. I'm like, so I'm feeling a little bit, I can see like some of the tea like streaks on my table, and it's driving me crazy. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and mat this. I could use a mat. Actually, I do have those mats. Where are those? I have stuff all over because I did a layout and then I was in a rush this morning. These are other papers I'm gonna use probably for this. Pardon me. Okay, so I do have these mats that could work well as mats for my photos. These mats are so cute and I love them so much. So I hate to use them because I'm like, I want to use this for other things, but I'm like, oh my goodness, it's a fall page, just use fall mats. So this one, it uses, and here, a red mat card. I'm guessing it's a larger mat because it's a 4x6 photo. And then I could mat the photo with white if I really want to. So I'm going to pull out all my larger mats and kind of look through this. Like I said, this layout's going to come together so fast. I'm going to kind of dawdle a little bit with doing this with you, because a lot of times I fly through, I'm like, okay, I'll do the rest off camera. And I'm like, I realize you guys probably like to see my process maybe. Like, you can decide if you want to get off, and that's fine with me. I won't be hurt. So I'm gonna try to consciously slow down and be like, okay, we can do this, that's fine. Unless of course it's a very elaborate layout. I don't want to keep you guys on ever more than an hour. So I'm trying to find, ooh, I like that. That's cute. Oh, I like that too. Anything red I'm kind of going for, just because obviously apples are red, so that one's not bad. I don't like the green on green. Questionable. We'll leave that one out. Okay. So what I like to do is take my photo. I'll probably mat this in white before I put it on. I really like that because it brings out that apple really well. Or there's this one. I think I like the plaid actually. The plaid has like a deeper look about it. So I'm gonna go with the plaid. Okay, and then I need a piece of probably white. I'm gonna go. Of course, I've been blowing through white, so hopefully I have some handy here. Let's see, where'd it go? I'm slowly unpacking from a crop, so I didn't get fully unpacked yet, which is so funny. It's more of a shimmer. I have a whole slew of white somewhere. I just didn't want to get up and go get it. Nope, that's a used one. I have to get up. Pardon me for a moment. I'm gonna grab a piece of white over here. Okay. Apparently I've used all my white scraps too, which happens a lot because I use white all the time. Okay, and since this is not a 4x6, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the Ashley method here and stick it to my paper and cut it up. So, I'm sure a lot of you use the Ashley method. It's probably not just my method, honestly. Alright. Just because my photo is such a weird size, I need to like do it like this. Okay, and then I just eyeball it on my trimmer. I love this because it will kind of show me how wide it's going to be. If you have this trimmer and didn't know these came out, they do. Surprise! They're like these clear little guides that come out and show you exactly where it's going to cut before you cut it. I love it. That makes this method very easy to do. Because I can see exactly. I don't always take this much time doing it, but I enjoy doing it. Okay. There we go. I'm probably going to end up trimming that mat too, so pardon me. And I'm probably going to want to mat this one as well. Oh, do I want to leave that whole thing on there? Do I want to trim this one up? It's just weird because my photo is such a weird size. I think I'm just going to leave the whole mat because it'll help fill space better. Of course, I did not do that even now. I cannot do things evenly. It's really funny. No picture in my house is hung up even. I can guarantee that for sure. Okay. Because the minute I hang it up evenly, my I could have matted on this side too. My husband and daughter will go racing up the stairs and everything will shake in our house and make it all go uneven. And I'm like, ah. So it's really funny, but also very irritating at the same time. Our house is very lived in. We'll just say that. Okay. And then down here, I'm debating. See, I'm going to also punch out apples that are going to be reddish, obviously. I like vellum too. I'm liking the idea of vellum. I'm trying to use more vellum. I don't know if I like that for this though. There's also this orange I debated. I actually kind of like that. Maybe I'll find a matte I had a matte that was kind of that tone. It's a little more yellow. I actually don't mind the yellow. I think I might just stick with yellow. Yeah, I think I will. So we're going to mat this on here. I'm not going to put this on any other color. I'm just going to put it on there. Alright, and then these two we kind of have, put this one on top of here actually. A little cockeyed like that. And they don't really go underneath if I look at this. They're kind of by themselves, but I kind of like the idea of layering them a little bit. So I might layer them. I'm like watching the video in front of me and you guys are like a whole minute behind where I'm actually at. So if you're commenting, I'm so sorry. I'll have to slow down a little bit and watch. Or if you're like stuck, let me know. Or if you have questions, let me know. I will watch it. It might just take a minute before I see it. So I apologize. Like I said, my internet up here is a little wonky. I need to talk to someone about getting an access point up here because I get kicked off a lot, especially on Zoom calls and things like that. All right. Yeah, I think I do want to overlap them. I was kind of going for the look they had, but still a little uneven. Like I said, I can't do anything straight. There we go. All right. So we're moving and grooving here. There is this border up here too, which is also printed on the Fast to Fab paper, so that's not going to be in these instructions. In fact, I might tailor these instructions to fit for as if you're putting it together without Fast to Fab inspired paper. But the Fast to Fab inspired paper is very nice for things like this because you literally just mat and go. Like you can just throw everything on there. We're obviously building a little bit more. So I have my cute little yeah, like my cute little borders here, some stickers, and I'm debating, I don't know, it wasn't like fully fall yet, so that's why it's funny. I don't know if I want to use the leaves. The footprints are kind of fun because we're walking through. I just don't know. I might just do a couple punches of apples and do apples up here and down here because I think I'd like that better. So For the apples, I debated doing these because they're just a different color. I debated doing some vellum. And I can't say I've ever punched out anything on vellum, and it might be a disaster, but we might as well try it, right? Like, why not? So that's why I'm here, to try it for you. So I'm gonna get my border maker system here, which I love. This is my favorite tool. This and the trimmer are my two favorites because you just have these little cartridges. Oops, as I throw it on the ground. And there's like different ones. Like this one's apples. I have like the woven weave, and cyclic circles is one of my favorites right now. And you just have all these little cartridges, and you find the one you want, and you just pop it into this, and you create a border. So they're really nifty. Some people get confused between these and border punches. And border punches are actually more like this. They have the wings on them. They're standalone. You don't need the housing. You just bring the punch to the crop, and you can do a border out of them. So they just work like a punch, and you line it up and punch, and line it up and punch, and before you know it, you have a border. So those are really nifty too. I do love the border maker system and border punches because it's just a really unique way to create borders for your page. So this is the other piece you get with the border maker system. You take whatever paper you're going to use. I'm going to try vellum. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't. Slide it into this little guard here that pops out so you know how far your paper needs to come out, and you lock it into place, move the guard, and then there's these little notches, and I'll show you on the bottom. There's also these little divots here that these metal pieces will lock into, so you know exactly where you're punching. All right, we're gonna try vellum. I might regret it, but oh, it's actually pretty solid. I thought it'd be a little squishier. That actually works very nice. So yes, vellum is fine. No issues at all so far. So I don't think I've ever punched a border out on vellum, but I'm like, oh, let's try it. All right, I like that look. I'm gonna do both of them in vellum now that I know it works okay. Move my scraps. My punch poop, I like to call it. Sometimes I keep the punch poop to use on my page if it's got little shapes in it. This doesn't. So sometimes there's little hearts or stars or something that will come out, and I use it to accent more. Yeah, I'm literally a whole minute behind on the video, so if you guys have questions, holler at me and I'll get to them eventually. Yeah, so I'm just going to do two of these borders, one for the top and then one to go along the bottom, oops, where the ship is on our thing, on our layout there, our example. I feel like I'm flying through this layout, which I'm trying to consciously take my time, but. And then when you're done, you just pop your border cartridge out, put it back away, and you're done. So, look at that. Perfect. Look at all that vellum I still have left to use. Fun. I don't use vellum often, but when I do, I really like the look of it. It's just one of those things I don't think to use. This weekend, I did create a cool page. My husband did some canning last fall, and I took a couple pieces of vellum and made a jar out of it, like a flat jar. I just put two pieces together and put like a piece of cut cardstock or designer paper between them, so it looked like a jar with like stuff in it. So it's kind of cool look. I liked it. I'd show it to you guys, but I'm not sure where that page is right now. I think it's still put away in my stuff. Okay, so we're gonna put one apple border up here, and then one kind of through here, and I think that'll be super cute. I do need my vellum tape runner, I just realized. Oh, where is it? Is this it? I try to put them in different cases so I can tell. Yes. All right, so when you're doing vellum, you have to be a little strategic on where you're putting your adhesive. I find this is one of the best vellum adhesives I've ever used because it's harder to see, but if you're going on top of a photo like this, you might not want to stick it on top of the photo because you can definitely see it on there. So I'm going to kind of be strategic and place it on this first apple and a half, and then just go this way. So, ooh, are these sides different? They look about the same, right? That side actually looks a little lighter. That's interesting. Okay, so I'm going to go on this side. So let me just double check what I'm doing here. Yes, so I'm going to go on this apple and a half pretty much. And it is a little gooier, so it will do that. It like strings a little bit, but I love it when I'm using vellum, because all the other vellum adhesives I've used, I can see like everywhere, which is a big bummer, because the point of vellum adhesive is so you can't see it. But what I find with Creative Memories, if it's on a photo, you're probably gonna see it. So I just get very strategic about where I put it. Definitely get the ends, because you don't want your vellum peeling up. And then stick it on carefully. I'm a little crooked, I think, but that's okay. And look at that, I can't even see it. So there was a layout I did earlier this weekend that I used vellum and I couldn't see it on the photo. I was like, "Duh." So that was a bummer, but if that happens, just rub it as much as you can and hopefully it'll get a lot of the look away. But just so you know, if it's going to be on a photo, maybe avoid putting it on that spot. This one we should be okay throughout. Again, I think one side's darker than the other. This is so interesting. I thought vellum was the same on all sides. Yep. We have a lighter side on this one. So some vellum, I thought it was all the same through and through, but this one's definitely lighter on one side. So I'm going to make sure I stick it on the lighter side. So the darker side is what's showing, the more vibrant side. So let's see. Try to line this up as best as I can for Ashley. Alright, I love this. It's really cute. Alright, and so now I just get to embellish and journal. And I'm going to journal probably under this photo somewhere, just because on here our journal box is this map. But I had another photo, so it worked out nice. I'll pull out my stickers here. I really love this Apple Orchard sticker, so I know I'm going to use that. And sometimes I have trouble knowing where to put embellishments and stickers. So I'm just going to like kind of refer to this. I kind of like it down here, I think. We don't have a good title for this one yet. We'll see. I'll see what we come across. I might do that afterwards. Beautiful views, sweetest pie. I just love all the fall things. Whenever CM comes out with fall stuff, you can guarantee I'm going to order it because I'm obsessed with fall. And I fly through fall stuff because I think I take the most pictures in the fall, if I'm being completely honest. Okay, so we have some chairs and trees. And this was a weird day because it was so hot. So I'm just trying to think. Apple in my eye. Oh, that's cute. This might be my title. I just saw that. It'd be nice if I had like another apple embellishment, and I might actually have one in my older fall stuff. Let me just grab that quick. I have stuff everywhere. Who am I kidding? I thought I had some embellishments for this too. Let me see if I can find those. I didn't pull everything out, and I probably should have. What is this? This is called Autumn Cottage, right? I think so. Okay, so I have some of these. Those are older. I thought I had Autumn Cottage embellishments, but I'm not seeing them. I'm trying to remember if they had embellishments for that collection, but it's not occurring to me. Oh, I have those little apples too. How fun! I have lots of cute embellishments though. I'm obsessed, like I said, with fall embellishments and fall things like that. I'm just bringing you guys along for the process. This is what I do when I go off air, I guess. You're getting to see it now. Just checking through. So they did have these cute embellishment borders, which I didn't really care for any of these for this particular layout. I love these borders, but none of them were really speaking to me for this because one, it was very hot, so all the leaves were still green, and two, it just, I don't know, none of those vibed with me. So I don't remember if they had embellishments with this one or not, but I'm not finding them, so I'm guessing they did not. So I'm guessing they just had the borders. Oh, I feel like they did, so I don't know. I'll have to look back. But I found some stuff here I can use. So these are from like Craptoberfest 2020, so these are pretty old. And there's some apples in here, I know. Little journal boxes and cute things. So I like this, a little apple. That's really cute, and I could use it with my, oh, what did I do with that sticker? Oh, I stuck it on there. Ha. This is what the silicone mat's for. Seriously, why am I not using that? I have it still put away from my weekend, I think. There we go. This is what the silicone mat's really good for. You can stick a sticker on there until you need it. And then there's some cute little, oh, look at these little leaves. These are fun. These little leaves. And like I said, sometimes I don't always know where to put embellishments. I just go back to the layout and I go, oh, that's kind of where they put theirs. You know, I could put mine here. But again, do what you want to do with that. That's totally your call. And these cute little plaids. I don't have a lot of journaling to do here because this is part of, like, we went to Lewis Farms. So this was just like one aspect of Lewis Farms. So I could just put picking apples at Lewis Farms. I mean, I could put a date, but I'm going to have other layouts that probably have the date on it. So we'll see. I could just use one of these little journal boxes. I like this little red one. I might just use this little red one. That's cute. The plaid's a little too much on there. This heart is super cute too. This was a really fun little embellishment pack just because I had the apple stuff, and we go apple picking every year. So it worked out nice to have it. And then I have these cute little apples. How cute are those? This was part of a promo for, I think, a while back. We'll see how many apples I actually need, but I'm liking where this is going. So I think I like this, and I could put some little title somewhere on there. We'll see. So I'm just going to start sticking some stuff down. I like where it's going though. It's going to be super cute. I might move the heart or something. Maybe I'll put that there. Might move the leaves. I don't want too much going on up here, especially if I'm going to add the title. So it's just kind of how I finagle what I'm doing and with embellishment wise, and it is, I can be indecisive sometimes, so I don't always like to bring you guys along for that process, but I realize maybe you don't mind seeing that process. So we're just playing. I could stick a leaf there because they're in the leaves. I like this little heart a lot. It's kind of the same color. Could move the leaf over here and kind of break that up. I could just put the leaf here. That may be cute. I don't know if this little heart's gonna have a place or not. Maybe there. I try to like cluster embellishments a lot just because I feel like I think that would be cute. Let's just do that. Because it just adds a little more, I don't know, it keeps the eye moving. Okay, I usually like to write on these before I stick them down, just in case. So let me just do that quick. I don't have a date offhand, but apple picking at Lewis Farms. So much fun. Because like I said, there's going to be many more pages for Lewis Farms, so same trip. So I don't think I need to get too detailed here, just because it's going to be in a series of pages. Let me go ahead and stick that down. Stick my little leaf down, kind of underneath there. And then I have my apple. And my little leaves. I might need to use a repositional on this one. Why not? Repositional is so nice for little pieces like this because it's just little dots and it only sticks to that. So when you're on a silicone mat, so really love that. Apple of my eye. Now I gotta decide where I want to put this. I know I want it up here, but I also want to kind of offset. I don't know. Maybe like that. Maybe more up here. I don't want to hide my apple too much either. I think I like it there. Nice. And with that, our layout's pretty much done. Now I could keep going through my embellishments and going, oh, this is cute, I might add that, but honestly, I think it's fine the way it is. So this was a super easy layout to do with you guys, and it's only 10:35, so pretty fun. So yeah, I'm glad you guys could join me, and remember, I do have a challenge every week on my Ashley Scrappy VIPs. You have to be in my VIP group to access that, and you know, have access to winning the prize, hopefully. So you have to request to join that. We do a lot of fun things in there and just have a good time. So you can make yourself at home in my VIP group. So please find that and request to join. And then if you do this layout, find in the featured post toward the top, you'll find the challenge post each week, and you have until 11:59 on Thursday to complete it. And Friday morning I draw a winner. So, and then Friday at 10 a.m. a new challenge comes out, and I just rotate that featured section so you can see it every time. So I also have these printable instructions on my blog, and that's all in that post as well, like the links and everything. So here's my layout. Yay, I love it. I don't know if you guys can see it okay. So I like how it turned out. I like the red going on with the green and orange pops. So really cute Apple page, and this was such a fun collection. I loved it so much. But if you guys have any questions, holler at me. Thank you for watching, and if you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe. I would love it. Like I said, I'm trying to build up my community because this is my dream job, and I want to keep it rolling. So I would love to keep doing this full time. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay warm if you're, in our area. It's just, it's too wintry out there for my taste. It's April, for crying out loud. Mid-April at that. So I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.